All right, so what on earth happened with the Tennessee Titans, right? This is a very weird thing where you look at all the teams they've beaten some great teams. They've also now managed to lose to both the Jets and the Texans. So what exactly is going on with them? Well, I mean, it was just kind of a sloppy game by them, I thought. There were some other factors that went into this, but I would say the biggest one was the fact that the Titans just didn't play well, and Ryan Tannehill didn't play well. So let's just get into the film and talk about it from there. Like this play, you're going to see this just going to be a missed throw. Maybe timing was off, but it's just a bit high. Could have been intercepted, probably should have been intercepted. This one was another one where it's going to be just a bit off right there. Not horribly off, but it was a bit off. One like this, where again, you're going to see Tannehill just throw a bit high. Could have ended up being intercepted on the tip. This one, not a missed throw by Tannehill, but just a drop right there. I think this play is probably the biggest example of just kind of some tough, just a tough break by the Titans, really. What's going to happen on this play is this is probably the play of the game. And in fact, it is very reminiscent of a pick six Tannehill threw earlier in his career against the Texans as well when he played for the Titans. What's going to happen is it's going to be a cover 2 zone that the Texans are playing in. And the Texans don't really disguise too much. They mostly just play what they play and challenge you to beat them. And for the most part, teams have passed that challenge. So the way that Tennessee is going to be running this play is you have a receiver who runs over the middle of the field. This kind of, hopefully the middle linebacker who will be covering that, dead center of the field, he'll follow him. And you have another receiver who gets into that zone. He gets open, you hit him, pick up a first down here on 3rd down and 6. And so watch how when Tannehill takes the snap. So this is the key guy to watch right here. 51 for the Houston Texans. This is, I believe you pronounce his name, Kaimu Gruger-Hill, perhaps. I'm not sure exactly if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but you got to give him some credit. Listen, obviously maybe not the most well-known linebacker, if I don't even know how to say his name, but he's going to make a really good play on this one where he trusts his teammates. He's passing off the first receiver that we talked about to another linebacker, and he's going to stay where he's at. This is good. You know where you are, know where your teammates are, and don't get yourself out of position. As for Ryan Tannehill, I'm not exactly sure what he saw here. I'm not exactly sure what he missed, how he screwed this one up as badly as he's going to screw this up, because what else is your read here? This is kind of the one thing you have to look at, and he somehow misses this. So as you see, Tannehill throws it anyways. That ends up getting intercepted. Wasn't quite a pick six. I can't show the whole play. It'll get copyrighted. Wasn't quite a pick six, but it certainly was, a back-breaking play. And that's, honestly, it was about a 10-point swing from you look at the position that they were in to the position that it ended up going to just on that one play. So that's a lot of points right there. And when something like that happens in a game that was still relatively close in the 4th quarter, that can be devastating. Let's talk about the running game for a second. I think they didn't run the ball a ton. They ran the ball a decent amount, but they also threw the ball 52 times. So the ratio is about 2 passes to 1 rush. I'm going to pause this one right here. This is probably the biggest example, though, of missing Derrick Henry. Listen, they still had over 4 yards per carry in this one. A lot of that is just the Texans' run defense isn't good, so most teams can run against them. But this one's kind of a bit odd because you just look at the front that Houston is in. You would think at this point you would have some sort of check to maybe a pitch play or something because they're going to be going so hard over the middle right there with the front that Houston is in. That's not something that the Titans are doing. And also just watch what happens. I mean, look at this. Just nothing that they can even try to do to get that play. That was on a 4th down and 1 right there. So that's just a tough situation. So again, the running game wasn't horrific, but you do have to wonder if Derrick Henry is there, it probably would have been awesome against this kind of team. And so that's a tough situation. There was also this play, which was, again, just kind of a wonky, weird play. I'm going to pause it and just talk about the situation itself. So there's 9 seconds left. You're at the 24-yard line, but you don't have any timeouts. That's your situation for Ryan Tannehill. Now, you're down 12 points here, but that's okay. Get 3 points. That's probably what's going to end up happening. They're going to see if they can take a shot towards the end zone, and if nothing works, then, throw the ball away. Is what it is. Make sure you don't turn the ball over or get tackled in bounds, and okay, you'll kick the field goal anyways. However, I'm a believer in if you are going to do these types of plays, you have to make sure there's already an out kind of built in. That's what you want to make sure you do. You want to make sure you know where to throw the football if you do decide you want to throw the ball away. I think typically the way you would do this, if you are sending everyone towards the end zone, is you say, hey, if this does not work out, then just throw the ball over the end zone. But again, there's kind of an issue with that because 9 seconds left. If it takes too long, it could end up being with no time left. Personally, I'm a fan of, like, you have a halfback who's blocking in the game. Just be aware and be ready to sort of throw it at his feet if nothing is open. Obviously, the other option could be make sure you just get outside the tackle box immediately on this play, and so that way you could throw the ball away, stuff like that. Tennessee, they just don't really have a plan here. Look, Ryan Tannehill, takes the snap, looks downfield, nothing's open, tries to throw it away, but really isn't outside the tackle box whatsoever. I'll show this alternate angle. The tackle box was right around the, in between the hash marks, I believe. It's a little bit tough to tell with the angle, but I think it might have even been closer to the right hash mark. Tannehill clearly not over the tackle box when he throws this. Just kind of a weird play. That's kind of what I mean. It's like just these weird plays that took the points off the board for Tennessee. And going over here now, honestly, these 2 late interceptions were the definition of weird plays that took points off the board for Tennessee, because it was still a game with both of these points. So here, Tennessee's down 13 with 11 minutes left. But you have this route that it can work against cover 3. So that's where Tannehill is going to look and throw to. But watch what his receiver does here. Look at how, so Tannehill is going to take the snap, and you see that it's Des Fitzpatrick, that's who he's throwing to, and it's just kind of a weird situation where for Fitzpatrick, he doesn't get any leverage really whatsoever. It's kind of just a weird play, all right? This is what I mean. These plays are odd. Fitzpatrick was really never open, and yet Tannehill took this opportunity anyways, and also threw it a bit earlier than I think Fitzpatrick was expecting. So timing is off, and he wasn't really open to begin with. And as you see, ends up getting intercepted right there, and that's a tough interception. As again, that's points getting taken off of the board right there. So you have these several, beating yourself plays that are taking points off of the board, and you have too many of these. That's how you can lose to a team like the Texans. This one was going to be another one where it was another similar type play. What would end up happening on this one is that it's a cover 1 blitz, and again, look at the score. 4 minutes left. You're down 6 points. This absolutely can be a win for the Titans. In fact, I think a lot of people at this point felt like, okay, Titans are going to drive down, score, and, it's all going to just kind of be a moot point. Well, no. And again, it's going to be due to some sort of weird miscommunication type thing. Once again, Ryan Tannehill is going to look towards Des Fitzpatrick when he makes the throw. It looks like there was just some sort of communication issue, because look at Fitzpatrick and look at where he's standing. He's nowhere close to it whatsoever. So maybe it was just a horrible throw and Fitzpatrick was open, but I think it was probably a communication thing. So yeah, that's what I think of this game. And, you look at the past couple of games without Derrick Henry, this offense hasn't looked as good. I do think that they're a bit too A.J. Brown dependent at this point. I think they could use some other options. Luckily, there is that Julio Jones possibility of if they could get a prime Julio Jones to come back, this team would completely be a different team. But there are some issues. However, this is still a good football team. They beat themselves uncharacteristically in ways that you expect them to not continue to do in the future. I feel like the Texans weirdly give Ryan Tannehill some trouble. I feel like I've noticed that. Maybe, I don't know the numbers on it. I could be wrong. But that's kind of one of those weird things. But yeah, that's what I thought of this game. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.